All right, and hello everybody. This is Michael Condon representing the TooMedToo Star Wars Network. We've got your fix, and there's a little bit of a delay starting here. I had some camera issues, I guess you could say, but those are hopefully resolved now, and we are good to go. Let's hope. But all right, so yeah, I was having a little problem with the camera. Like I said, getting it started. So it's a little bit of a different angle or view, I guess you should say. Um, but all right, let's see if we can. I gotta figure this out. It's giving me a little bit further away, so everything's going to be a little bit off. So just deal with us, and we'll figure it out. Who knows? Maybe this will be a good mistake that we figure it out. But we shall see. And let me know how that lighting is too, because we switched up the lighting a little bit. So um, yeah, just let me know how everything is, and if we need to adjust the light, if you guys have any glare or whatever it happens to be. So I guess I'll get this over here a little bit more in the middle. But if we're good to go, I guess we can get started here. Oh, nothing like going live and having problems you didn't anticipate. Well, I guess if you anticipated the problems, they wouldn't really be problems now, would they? But all right. So here we have the Orbex tribe. The attrition from Company 77's fugitive flight has widowed its number to about 40 or so former stormtroopers, the ones most loyal to Janna's leadership. They have enjoyed years of peace and freedom and the simplified life as Orbex riders. However, the arrival of the Millennium Falcon and reports of First Order expansion make it clear that escaping the regime is no longer an option. Seeing the example embodied by Finn, the former stormtroopers see an opportunity to take the fight back to the First Order. And we have a fact file up here, a fun fact or a fun file, if you will. The riders personalize their weapons with trinkets and charms. Heavy weapons are not needed for day-to-day survival on Kef Bir, but the riders keep them on the ready in case the First Order should ever track them down. That would not be good. Oh, you guys can't see this bad boy over here, helping us light up the world. Janna maintains comely contact with the underground community of tech salvagers from other worlds. She shares designs and advance this group, including Babu Frick. Very interesting on that one. Okay. Jael, formerly JL 3621. Jael took her non-numerical name shortly after the defection of Company 77 at Anisette. You know what I just thought about? I wonder if the light, because it's really dim light in here, and I'm using that other light as I'm using a photography light as a backup, if that's why my other camera wouldn't go on. Because I know sometimes when I try and take a picture, I have 3 different cameras, it takes 3 different pictures. But if I try and do it in dark, it won't work. So maybe that's what the issue is. I'll have to investigate with that later on. But anyways, getting back to Jael. In her early teens, at the time, she benefited from Janna's friendship and the support of older troopers who were impressed by her accuracy in combat. She helped Janna develop the first powered bow and is Jael, who ensures the continued upkeep of the group's weapons as she tinkers with ways to improve the design. Okay, so we see over here she has a mechanic's welding visor, braided hair not cut since defection, powered bow, Calamador modified for longer range. Rain gear made of survival tent material. Soft-soled hunting booted, reduce noise. All right, then we have 14. 14. Oh, before I go any further, I need to thank everyone that came and is hanging out in the live chat. Thanks for stopping by. And this is brought to you by the patrons of the TooMedToo Star Wars Network. And they would be Rural Farm Boy, Christina Flores, Kylo Customs, Heidi Fetter, Chris King, and Mr. Rez. If you'd like to join them, just go to patreon.com // one of the slashes, TooMedToo, and you can hop on there. Starting in September, we will have some tiers on there. Just some benefits for, showing your support. But anyways, back to 14. He has an expanded bore GA 2128 blaster rifle. Hand knit tunic of coral felted for durability and warmth. He has a power gauge indicator on his GA 2128 blaster rifle. Bikovac skin leather gloves, knife for trimming knotted Orbex hair. 14 is a stormtrooper once a stormtrooper named Jael 4410. 14 is especially drawn to the simplified life on Kef Bir. While all Orbex riders forge a connection with their mounts, 14 is the lead groom of the company, tending to the health and well-being of the entire company's animal contingent. 14 knows each of the Orbex of the herd by name and temperament. He considers his own Mount Zigger to be the closest friend and confidant. Well, I mean, I can tell you Delilah's my best friend, and, sometimes it's true. Animals are better than people a lot of times. And just looking at the chat really quick, I know Rural Farm Boy's asking if everybody has it. I used to have it where I have it on my Kindle, but I can't do the split screen using the setup I have now until my computer ever gets back someday. Now I guess we're kind of hoping for but I don't know. So anyways, all right, let's see. We got weapons here. Company 77's Orbex riders carry with them weapons acquired during their time on the run from the First Order. These are now supplemented by equipment washed ashore from the Death Star wreckage. It's a fateful recompense that the remains of the Emperor provide, a bounty after the First Order has taken so much from these young soldiers. The company's 77 survivors customize their weapons extensively for better survival in the wild, or improvise replacements for missing and damaged components. Okay, so we see right here, we have the modified IQ-A15 sniper rifle, added juggling wood stock with covered rider markings. It has a good luck charm bracelet tied to the strap. That's what they were talking about up over here. We have a stun lethal power setting, which we didn't know for a while that the weapons kind of had both those settings. It was just always, I mean, as far as we were led to believe that they just did one thing and they just killed you. But we've been finding out that they have a few other little edifications. That's a word now. Edifications, modifications. So let's see. We have improvised explosives. The riders scavenge the Bardum and detonate cares from thermal detonators and proportion grenades and proton grenades that the tide deposit on Kef Bir's beaches. With technical expertise, they defuse and remove the explosives from the old weapons and refashion them into bombs of their own design. A mix of the high and low tech, these bombs are thrown from the end of twine rope spun overhead to build up momentum. A timed detonator penetrates the canvas sack and plugs directly into the malleable clay-like explosive. And you see up there on the top, you have wooden anchor handles, canvas cover, and the electronic timer scavenger. Then we go over here to the explosives carrying bag. It's just a bag, but okay. It has an adjustable strap and tuck buck skin leather. Very interesting to know about that. Modified GA 2128 blaster rifle or 2128, I guess. I'm not sure what we're going to call it, but that's what 14 uses, I believe. Yes. Bone enlarged, greater descriptive yield, hardwood stock club end, bolted on hand grip for use as club. Then we have over here the quiver is a quiver, like I said, reinforced quiver end. Down here it has a leather strap and leather fold into cone. These don't really seem to be very exciting weapons, anything here. Like, ooh, it's leather folded into a cone. That's really great to know. I'm sure they have some other stuff that's more interesting, but maybe we'll get to that. Savage grappling hook. It is galvanized steel grapnel. A scaffold hitch knot is what they use, and a wooden floater and handle. Okay, and then we have optical binoculars, adjustable eyepiece, activator switch for laser rangefinder, objective housing lens, modified equipment. While not adverse to using modern technology, the Orbex riders know its limitations. Furthermore, they are invested in carrying out their own identities, rejecting the uniformity imposed on them by the stormtrooper upbringing. The modifications of scavenge tech are partially intended to ensure reliability and function, but also to put the riders of their own distinctive stamp on the equipment. The chat's going kind of a little talkative here. Let's see. Which one do you want for $200? Are you what Star Wars TOR? I'm missing something there. I don't know what visual dictionary that is. Do you mean the Kotar one, the Knights of the Old Republic? Because if you're talking about the Knights of the Old Republic encyclopedia, I think they don't call it a visual dictionary. That one you're going to find anywhere between $200 and $400 normally if you're looking on eBay or any of the other sites. But every once in a while you can find a really good deal, and you'll get it for about $80 to $100. And that one's been on my list for a while. Actually, Cad Bain's Bounty, Rick just found one, and he got his for, I know it was less than 100, and he's got an eye out keeping it for me. So I guess it wouldn't be the Knights of the Old Republic. It would be the Old Republic. Yeah. So he's keeping his eye out on one for me. You can find him on eBay. If you get the right one. I mean, it's been on my list for 2 years, but once I find that good price and can get it, sometimes you get in an auction and you're in the auction and the price can double or triple in last 15 seconds or so. But I think the only book I don't have is the Old Republic book. That's really, I think, the only one that's left on my list, because I picked up the Art of Clone Wars. I have the Art of Rebels. I have the art of all of the movies except one of them. One of the original movies, the art of books, I had ordered and something happened to it and they decided they couldn't ship it because it was in bad condition. I need to find out whatever happened with that. That was a while ago and nothing ever transpired with it. So maybe I'll look into that after this. But let's get on to this next page here. Okay, we have Orbex. Orbex are fleet-footed creatures with strong muscles and great endurance. They are not native to Kefir. An example of Orbex can be found on several worlds, making it difficult to pinpoint their galactic origins. On frontier worlds, they're domesticated as agricultural transport and even war animals. The company's 77 survivors on Kefir have tamed a herd of Orbex to be their loyal mounts, and the Orbex and riders are inextricably linked in a partnership of survival. Atop Orbex, the riders can explore huge stretches of the countryside and keep pace with swift-moving prey. In return, the riders must protect their Orbex from predators, as their nomadic lifestyle is completely dependent on their prize steeds. They're not using speeders. That was Commander Trick. Um, he is a first order officer. When that was in the movie, when we find out that they were on horseback, basically. I know they're Orbex, but come on, they're horses. They're space horses. Water shedding insulated coat, grows corded with age, genetizes any painful knots. Over here we have braided symbolize Janna's past achievements. Down here at the bottom, non-ruminant digestive system uses hind gut enzymes to break apart plant material. Sturdy hooves, ideal for uncertain terrain. I guess running on a Star Destroyer would be some uncertain terrain. And then we have facial markings doubled on by Company 77 members. Tusks used to uproot grasses. And we have a tusk loop over here on a breast, collar, and reins, grip coated with tacky resin for a firm hold. We have a steering and Orbach. Riders direct their Orbex through the use of reins that attach to their tusks. A separate breast collar keeps them saddled in place and allows the rider to retain control of the Orbex should the reins break. And then we see it has a leather yoke with neck and wither strap, breast strap that leads to Orbex clinch. And then down here we have a fun data file, and it is the subject is Furo, that is Janna's Orbex. See, there you go. There's a trivia question for you. What is the name of Janna's Orbex? And it is from Kefir. It is an Orbex. It is Company 77 affiliated. It is 1.62 meters, which is 5 feet 4 inches tall. And it has an age of 15 standard years. So they're really not that big in comparison to like a regular horse. All right, so we have over here. We're going back over here and down to this side. Make sure you can get in there good. I'll get my big old thumb in the way here just to pull it down. It's hard to use these, I don't know what the hell they're called, little things when the book gets down the last few pages, because we are almost done with this book and we have to choose which book will we go on to next. We got to figure that one out quickly. Specialized depiction of the Battle of Anisette Island. Leather fastening that's the wrong one. So okay, there you go. It's a pillow, big deal. I mean, great blanket. That's what we love to hear. Leather fastening strap for Janna's sleeping roll, and it is a coarse, heat-retaining cordwood. And then we have Janna's saddle. This is the right side view of it. Up on the top, we have weighted cast nets, quiver of arrows with one in ready position. And then we have down here, we have the left. It is powered bow secured by bowstring across, saddle sweats, sleeping roll, stirrup, rations, and metallic bag. And we already covered that guy. So we have a fun fact file down here. Orbex are herbivores, content to continually graze the plentiful grasses of Kefir. Orbex are related to other riding beasts such as Bordax, Pulgus, Faviers, and Triss. All right, let's see what did the chat have to say. Horses are a lot of work. Yeah, these are called thingies or holders, or I'm sure they have a regular name, but whatever. Let's see here. Okay, I think. Oh, not this page. This following page is going to be the fun one. I think they're all fun. Rural Farm Boy, shut up. I know, but some of them are just a little bit more interesting than others sometimes. Okay, so we have a sea skiff. The company's 77 survivors maintain two cobbled together sea skiffs for expeditions into the hostile oceans of Kefbir. These began life as repulsor lift utility vehicles meant to navigate the cavernous interior of the second Death Star. As it underwent construction, the riders heavily modified the vehicle cores, affixing their fragments of armor as a growing body shell. These include what appear to be fragments of Alliance starfighters that must have piggybacked their way back to Kefbir with the Death Star debris. The skiffs needed to be lightweight enough to be agile, but sturdy enough to survive the crashing Kefbir waves. The repulsor hug the ocean surface, letting them rise and fall with the waves flying at a higher altitude risks the vehicles getting slammed by a surprise swell. I don't know what that ominous voice was. Okay. I know you didn't say a word, Roll Farm Boy. I know what you're thinking. Okay, so over here we have. Do we have a? All right, let's get to what's going on here. Finn, there's another skiff. That's what Jenna says. And then we have the Kefbir High Seas. The Orbex riders keep their two sea skiffs moored in the nearest sheltered cove during the island treks. When the tides allow, sailors use the skiff to venture into the waters to harvest such bounties from the seas as fish, philibus kelp, and floating wreckage from the Death Star ruins. The skiff typically carries a crew of 5 for such expeditions: a pilot, 2 riggers, and 2 angle gatherers. As per Jana's orders, only 1 skiff is dispatched at a time, so that especially tumultuous waves won't wreck both skiffs at once. Okay, so here we go. We have a skiff right here. This whole thing is the skiff, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and it is a custom job done by the company 77 Survivors. It is a ski skiff number 1. Company 77 is the affiliation. It is 6.52 meters tall, which is 21 feet 5 inches. It has a length of 10.33 meters, which is 33 feet 11 inches. It has a crew of 1, minimum, typically 5. Speed depends on the ocean conditions. It has no weapons. And we're just going to start over here at the left-hand side, if you're keeping along here. Repulsor lift, variable bolus generator, hinged. Outrigger can elevate 90 degrees. Then we go to this next one. We have fish and debris catching nets. Mesh can be magnetized to gather technological debris. And we have a starboard ion jet Nalus with exposed water cooling vanes. We have a shrouded power plant over there. We have a wind vane tassel connect to sensor pod. And then we have a life preserver flotation pod tied to retain cleats right there. We have a pulley system right here in the middle that's linked to the rudder. Fin keel with buoyancy vacuoles right there, and stabilizer keel wings right there at the bottom to give it a little bit of its, All right, now we're back over here to this page, and we have ion booster pad for emergency acceleration, communication rig, and aileron, seawater optimizer, fuel ports, exposed articulation mechanics for outriggers. We have a cargo bed with watertight cover, sensor port from previous vehicular incarnation, and then we have directional sensor and compass. And don't forget, we have the reinforced outrig joint, repulsor lift, ballast generator, and the shouldn't be putting my arm there, sorry. Cooling intake with debris splinter blade. Power plant was okay. So down here we have this little guy over here in the corner. I'll like move it over a little bit just to make sure you got it all good. Um, this light over here keeps changing colors. It's distracting me with its beauty. Since it is a custom vehicle that lacks properly mechanized system and automated mechanisms, Ray must work hard to muscle the sea skiff outriggers and rudders into position. She has had experience with wind-opted sail skiffs on Jakku, but the titanic waves of Kefbir are all new white-knuckle challenge for her to conquer. And we see here, position typically shared between pilot of two riggers. Ray operates it solo. Ray solo. Power plant was originally part of an interaction transport vehicle. Oh, interstation transport vehicle, I'm sorry. And this is the primary rudder down there. All right. This is gonna be a quick one again today. Because this is gonna do it. I just I didn't want to add it on to yesterday's because it was just gonna make it way too long. But that's what I think I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and get at least 3 or 4 of these in a week, and they're probably going to be a half hour instead of the hour and a half. But we'll end up probably finishing the book much more quickly, and they'll just be short little bursts. But we'll see what happens. But here we go. Bam! Look at that bad boy. The Death Star runes. See, and that's why Star Wars is for everybody, man. Whatever you like. It's like these past few pages probably weren't my favorite out of this entire book, and Kat really enjoyed it. So, that's why we do this. Everybody can like what they want in Star Wars, and I'm still going to bring it to you because, like we talked about, Kat doesn't have this book, and I have the book. I can sit here and read it myself, but it's a lot more fun to share it with our friends. And Stephen Tillman's in here. Thanks for joining us, Stephen. I think you were in the chat yesterday for Radio Rebellion. Thanks for coming back again, and hopefully you're subscribed and you can get notifications about this all the time. But yeah, so I could sit there and read this book by myself, but it's more fun sharing it with friends. And anyways, we have the Death Star runes. Dominating the horizon of Kefbir is a massive band of wreckage from the second Death Star. A section of the battle station's equator rises like a mountainous island from the churning ocean. It is so large that it shapes the moon's weather, and a whole new ecosystem has been formed by the creatures that it has displaced. As it rots, eaten away by the salt water, each year millions of tons of industrial toxins seep into the oceans. Debris washes up all over the coast, and Kefbir's principal ocean, the artifacts of the Galactic Civil War, that any of it survived, or the moon itself survived such a colossal impact, is a miracle in a solar system filled with the unexplained. And that is what we talked about yesterday. The scientific reason why this huge part of the Death Star, or what was left of it, landed on Kefbir and did not destroy the moon or have an effect similar to a giant meteorite or meteor, whatever. What is it? It's a meteor. It's a meteor when it's in the sky, and then once it comes into the atmosphere, it's a meteorite, I think. Or I might have that backwards. I'm not sure. We'll go to the chat and find out what the answer is on that one. But yeah, so like that, it would have an impact, such as something that killed the dinosaurs or whatever. That eventually the impact is huge, and it's like detonating multiple, in the hundreds or thousands of nuclear bombs, and then you just have the devastation that goes from the dust clouds that block out the sun and make it, give you year-long winters for a number of years and everything that goes along with it. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't need to give you history lessons on this shit. So anyways, yeah, but that's what happened. It's a mystery why it landed and nothing happened. That is the canon answer. If anyone has a problem with that, that's canon, dude. Sorry, that's what you gotta do. Nothing you can do about it. But over here we have. I don't think she likes that. Oh, the boo boo wanted to come see Dad. Does come here, baby. Oh, hi. Sorry, Delilah was locked in the room with mommy, and she wanted to come see Dad. Because she likes her camera time. She just likes to pop on camera and say, "Hi, I'm Delilah, everybody. You gotta love me because I'm cute." Hi, everybody. Do you guys want to read the book? Okay, I'm here to help you guys read the book. All right. So over here, it says, rough weather ahead. The wreckage affects air and water currents, building violent storms. Cliffs of Dead Empire. Company 77 has coined the macabre name for the coast. Let's see what else. Oh, this guy named Finn said there's a Wayfinder in the Imperial Vault in the Death Star. And all right, I'm done reading. Bye. And that was our special guest host once again, Delilah, stopping by. All right, where did she leave off? Super laser lip, the most visible feature in the classical southern edge of the super laser lens concavity. Concavity? We have a fun fact file down here. Most of the Death Star's interior has been shattered beyond recognition, though some stretches of corridor and chambers remain remarkably intact. These areas are most waterlogged and filled with debris, corroded to the point of collapse and throughout dangerous. And collapse and thoroughly dangerous to explode. All right, now let's see. Up here, what do we have here? You got a little glare there, trying to get that glare away from you. I don't know, where the hell is that? There's no... That glare... So, I have the lights off in this room, and the photography light is pointed at the ceiling with a buffer, I don't know what the hell you call them, with a buffer or a cover on it to make it not as bright. I can't adjust the light bulb, and that's still giving you a glare here. But still trying to figure that one out. Ray can't help but be reminded of her exploration of Imperial area wreckage and the graveyard of Jakku. She navigates post. Hang on, let me get this. She navigates past candid quarters strewn with Imperial debris, smashed TIE fighters, and empty stormtrooper armor picked clean by carrion eaters. Instead of the perversive heat and sand of Jakku, sea air permeates the ruins, eroding vast stretches of it. So you can see over here, this little spot right here, the area of the Death Star wreckage that landed. So you have this huge moon. Well, it wasn't really a moon, it was a space station, but you guys know what I'm saying. That's no moon. So this little bit is all that was left, and that's what landed. Boop, down here. Boop, that's the noise it made. Boop, boop, boop. Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. Mountain of Metal. The main wreckage rises many kilometers above sea level. We have a polar wreckage of section of the station's northern pole has separated and fallen in front of the main structure. Surf's up tidal stretches from complex lunar orbits created 120-meter tall waves. That's like 380 feet, man. It's a pretty tall wave. Ghosts of the past. Ray's clues point her to the remains of the Emperor's throne room, located in a demolished tower that once capped the Death Star's North Pole. Oh, okay. So let me. Here, the Emperor kept a vault of his captured Sith and Jedi relics. As Rey climbs her way through the debris and nears her objective, she feels the presence of the dark side, and her connection to the Force once again shows her haunting images of a terrifying future. In the very throne room that sealed the fate of Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, the patterns of the Force reunite Rey and Kylo Ren in conflict. So, all right, this is kind of interesting though because I'm using the wrong arm. Over here, we see the Death Star wreckage, and it's saying that this is the area of Death Star wreckage. But down here, it is telling us that Rey's clues point her to the remains of the Emperor's throne room located in a demolished tower that once capped the Death Star's North Pole. So that would mean that I'm going to assume that the North Pole is up here. So if anybody in the chat or has any idea why the North Pole is up here and that is where the Emperor's throne room was, but it's telling us the wreckage is down here, or was it the tower fell just with it, but this is where the main wreckage is? I don't know. Maybe that's a Matt Martin question. Or maybe I'm reading it completely wrong. I'm not really sure. But maybe I'll take a picture of that and send it to Maddie Martin and be like, hey, buddy, what's going on here? I'm a little confused. Because you're telling me two different things. This is the wreckage here, but she's searching the wreckage up here. So I just need a little clarification on that. But let's see here. And that will be it. Bam! Next, we have the final battle, and that is going to be 73. Oh no, that's not anywhere near done. So the final battle is not the final of it because we still go back. So 73. So we still have 20 pages left. We're probably going to break that up into 3 or 4, depending on how it works out to be. I don't want to start it now, but I mean the final battle goes from page 72 to page. Yeah, we can do. It depends how fast they go. Some of those pages go a little quicker than others. But yeah, we'll probably break that into 2, do a couple quick 30-minute ones or whatever. So hopefully next week, if everything goes well, we can get 4 of these bad boys in here and finish this book up next week, depending on how everything goes. And we have to figure out what book we're doing next. I got the Archives book. That's the not trying to be selfish or mean, but some of the more expensive or the more niche books, like the Jedi Archives book, that's going to be going on the Patreon feed. The Art of Clone Wars, that's probably going to go on the Patreon feed. I might steal from Steele Saunders and put every couple on there just to maybe get you wanting to know what's actually going on and what's happening. But that's something that I'm gonna have to work out and see. A couple of other books that I picked up, but you know what? Maybe who knows? Who knows what we're gonna do? I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So, I gotta check with the boss too and see what happens. I gotta go to the doctor in the morning. I gotta go. I know I talked about it the other day. I had to fill out a police report for stuff that never got delivered or got delivered and left on the sidewalk because they're freaking idiots. And it wasn't UPS. It was this shit company Laser that does same day delivery or whatever it is for Amazon. And they just left it on the sidewalk and somebody walked away with it because, it's not really even stealing. It's not behind a gate. It's just sitting there on the sidewalk. So, yeah, you're stealing it, but can you really blame somebody walking down the street and there's just a box sitting there or a bag? It's like, oh, what's this? And they're just picking it up and grabbing it. But I had to go fill out a police report, and now the police station will not give out information on the police report to Amazon so that they can give me my money back. So now I have to go back down to the police station and sit there all day to fill out a form to allow the information to be released to them. So that will be my fun day going on. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unless anybody else has any more questions, or let me know what book you want me to do next for the Holocron house. I might take a little look-see through and see what we got going on. Because I don't think we're going to get any books anytime soon for art books or whatever. Well, the Mandalorian one is due out in September, but I'm pretty sure if I plan out the books, these visual dictionaries and some of the art books take a little bit longer than especially the newer ones, but I might be able to pop out one of the older ones. I just got to go through and take a look once again and see what's going on with these books and double check and see which one I'm missing and where it didn't come from. But I'm going to do that right now. I think there was something else I said I was going to do now after this, but whatever, man. But all right, folks, thanks for stopping by, and we'll have it done by session 20 or 21, hopefully next week, and move on to, I was going to say bigger and better, but it could be smaller and better, or smaller and the same, or it's all Star Wars, man. It all depends what you're reading and what you're doing, and what you're watching, just to see. So, all right, everybody, thanks for stopping by, and may the Force be with you. Anything else? Anyone? Yeah, Steven, thanks for stopping by, man. Glad to have you start joining the crew in here. And sometimes I plan it out like, okay, tomorrow at this time I'm going to do it. Other times it's just like, hey, I'm going to pop up and do this. But there's always the Bacta tank on Mondays at 9:30, and the Not Safe for Work septic tank on Saturday nights at 10 o'clock, which they've become much more timid and much milder the further we go. But last night was the first time we've had some of the old crew back in here having fun. So it was a lot of fun. Haven't had that much fun in a long time. We weeded out some of the bad weight in that one, a lot of weight out of there, and we got the good crew going together. So with that, I say good day. May the Force be with you.